Hi, it's Dr. Josephine Juell from Elan Family Wellness Center. I'm here today for information for our challenge group for 21 energy rich days that we're doing at the office. And I'm giving you information today from the perspective of a perception person. So, just to start out, I have to warn you this is what it's going to look like today. My brain, I know it's all backwards, but that's what we're going to go through of how perception works. So, I'm going to give you 4 jobs to take home from this and to do and post on our Facebook group. And then I'm also going to give you some information on how the perception brain works. And I will make a disclaimer that it's probably a perception structure, so you're going to hear some structure as well, but again, from a perception basis. So, one of the first things, you guys have done a great job posting goals or commitments on our board at the office. And one of the things I want to make sure is that we're making those goals really specific. So, for instance, my goal is to be doing decluttering or tidying around the house, a la the Marie Kondo book that I recently read. But to make it more specific, I'm going to say that I want to do, or I intend to do, 15 minutes a day or one area, a shelf or a drawer per day, again, using the HER method. So some of the goals we've seen at the office were quite specific. I will write every day. I will write a poem per day. I will contact one client per day. Just making sure you're doing that. For instance, if you're building a business, perhaps it's 2 phone calls a day to clients. If you're exercising, put a specific amount of time on that as well that you'll be doing. For instance, 15 to 20 minute exercise routine. So that's number 1, making it specific. Number 2 is to look at the outcome of what you're wanting to accomplish. So to give you an idea, at the end of my 21 days, I moved mine into feeling more joy, peace, and ease as I enter my house each day, and feeling my house is a sanctuary and that I value my possessions. So you want to look at what you will have accomplished after your 21 days. And then, from a perception basis, write it down. Again, I know it's backwards for you, but write it down and then put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. So I'll be putting it in the wall right behind where you're sitting. You may want to put it on Post-it notes in your bathroom where you see it again, on your fridge. You can even put it in your car if that's somewhere you're going to be every day. So your 2 goals so far, make your goal specific and then create the outcome that you want to see. The third thing, which is moving into the perception world more, is what is the feeling that you have attached to your intention? The way I've been taught to declutter now from this new book that I read, again, The Joy of Tidying, is that we have to take everything out of our area we're cleaning and touch everything and say, does this item bring me joy? And so for this scenario, joy is a feeling that we'll have attached to this. So this may be, if you're writing, do you have joy when you pick up your book? Do you have joy if you're touching the pens that you're writing with? If you don't have joy yet, maybe use what you have for now, and then at the end of the week or the end of the challenge, you can reward yourself with a new book or new pens, new clothes to wear while you're working out, a new yoga mat, different ideas like that. And the fourth one that I would like to suggest today is creating space in your life for this. So someone who's highly in structure, that would mean let's put it in the schedule, let's book it. If someone whose behavior, it might mean let's just make sure we don't have ourselves so overscheduled that we don't have time for this. And for perception too, I'm going to say let's making sure we have space, and I am going to be showing you my schedule, how we do this. So just so you can visually see what I'm talking about, the pink parts are what I'm referring to, that it'd be good to have my book set up nicely, that each day there are 3 areas you're focusing on. And I've written on that for each day this week that I'm going to be tidying or decluttering. And then I've taken it and put it into my schedule. For me, I'm doing it twice in the afternoon, twice in the morning, because my schedule always alternates. But it would be great if you are able to start the day by doing your activity or intention For instance, exercising first thing of the day will help to bring energy to the rest of your activities, or just, again, carving out a time. First thing in the day is ideal if you like to have everyone go to bed before you do your activity. Maybe half an hour at night is a time that you're doing that. But we find that routines are really great for this. So a similar time of day, and just actually committing to it in your schedule, like I said. So those are 4 jobs that you get for right now. So again, that review so far is making the goal specific, looking at your outcome, looking at the emotion attached to it or the feeling, and also creating space. What I also want to do is just share some things that go through the perception mind. So since we're playing with perception this week, you can see if you can implement some of these and see how much you like them. Some of the perception questions I go through is, am I doing this for myself? Am I doing this for my family? Is it for coworkers, for the community, or do you have a much larger scale? Is it for your city? Is it for the province, for country, for more humankind? How will I feel when I do this? So sometimes it might just be feeling accomplished, feeling energized. If it's a exercise, maybe it's mentally feeling clear. How will they feel? Will they feel more supported? Will they feel at ease by what your actions? Maybe it's something bigger. Maybe you're actually looking at more of a long-term legacy. I know one of you has on our 21-day board to write poetry every day. So that is an excellent long-term legacy that your children or your grandchildren will probably really treasure. Some of the tools that may be more specific to a perception person is I like to use color. So you might see I have color pens. I like to have my big color affirmation board as well. I find when I'm using a schedule, again, that I mentioned this already, that I like to use rhythms or routines in the day. One thing I'm just going to flash before you is I also like to use vision boards. It's an old vision board from the past. I have not created a vision for decluttering, but if that's a big goal for yourself, then you can do that as well. Again, visualizing the outcome like we discussed, attaching feelings or emotions to the project, and looking for the novelty in it. So I guess that's probably why I use the colors routine, making things look pretty for me. That does make it more novel. Excuse me. And one more thing to just explore this week is, since we're starting out on the project, having a look from the season of Discover. What is working for you? What doesn't work this week? What do you love? What do you hate? What kind of polarity do you have towards this? Do you feel stuck or patterns showing up for you? Just as an example, with why I chose decluttering, is that for me, whenever I would enter a space or open a drawer, I would feel a drop in energy because of the extra stuff that we don't need in our home. And so that would affect how I felt about the people in our family, affect how the energy I have both in our house as well as, for instance, in work. And definitely being stuck in the cycle that we would clean, things would get dirty. So that's why I wanted you focusing on this decluttering for this session. So your summary for today is, again, the 4 specific things I said at the beginning. Let's make our goals specific. Let's focus on an outcome. Make sure you can visibly see that each day. What is the feeling attached to your intention? And create the space, the structure, without making it feel too structured, for yourself. And good luck playing with the triad portion of perception. Good luck.